It's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9, come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9, it's Tingle and Co. What up, Lloyd? What up, Lloyd? You can call me him. I'm Shay Dixon in the whip with them RPMs. Gotta pull up to the chat and shit out to them. Now trying to ball like Big Folk, then get out the gym. Monday through Friday from 7 to 9. When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you're Karen Lacey. Run it back the time, Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9. It's Tingle and Co. It's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9. It's Tingle and Co. What up, Lloyd? What up, Lloyd? You can call me him. I'm Shay Dixon in the whip with them RPMs. Gotta pull up to the chat and shit out to them. Now trying to ball like Big Folk, then get out the gym. Monday through Friday from 7 to 9. When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you're Karen Lacey. Run it back the time, Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9. It's Tingle and Co. It's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9. It's Tingle and Co. What up, Lloyd? What up, Lloyd? You can call me him. I'm Shay Dixon in the whip with them RPMs. Gotta pull up to the chat and shit out to them. Now trying to ball like Big Folk, then get out the gym. Monday through Friday from 7 to 9. When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you're Karen Lacey. Run it back the time, Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9. It's Tingle and Co. It's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9. It's Tingle and Co. What up, Lloyd? What up, Lloyd? You can call me him. I'm Shay Dixon in the whip with them RPMs. Gotta pull up to the chat and shit out to them. Now trying to ball like Big Folk, then get out the gym. Monday through Friday from 7 to 9. When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you're Karen Lacey. Run it back the time, Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9. It's Tingle and Co. It's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9. It's Tingle and Co. What up, Lloyd? What up, Lloyd? You can call me him. I'm Shay Dixon in the whip with them RPMs. Gotta pull up to the chat and shit out to them. Now trying to ball like Big Folk, then get out the gym. Monday through Friday from 7 to 9. When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you're Karen Lacey. Run it back the time, Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9.
All right. Good morning and welcome in Second day.
It'd be Tuesday.
Week number 4 is Tuesday. One Tuesday. Appreciate everybody getting in here. Nice to see all your names,
Three's
faces,
day, and
profile
Four's
picture.
day, and Five's
Five's
day.
day. Sixth day?
And
Seven,
Lord-
or technically, is today Tuesday? Or yesterday? Is Monday the first day of the week or Sunday?
Sunday.
The first day of the week?
The Sunday, you would think is the second day of the week. No, the sun is the first, right? Sun comes up.
And then on the last day, the sun sat down.
Yeah, everybody rested on the seventh day.
Nice to see all your names, faces, profile pictures over there in the chat. Good morning to all of you. Appreciate y'all getting in here this morning to talk a little ball as LSU prepares for the grueling matchup against Southeastern Louisiana on Saturday. And they recap the 20-10 win against Florida on this past Saturday. Lloyd, how are you, sir?
Oh, torso hurts.
A little tight?
Stomach hurts. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Tummy
yeah.
ache.
Yep.
How was Michael last
but
night?
I'm gonna play.
Yeah, you are. You're going to push
Even
through. You're
against
injured.
Sealaw.
You're not hurt. You're not injured. You're hurt.
Just waiting for the bye.
Yep, get there.
Instead of this week, where a daunting Southeastern
That's what I'm saying.
Louisiana. I'll play.
Push through it.
Got to.
Those Lions, man.
You don't know what can happen.
You don't know what to expect. How was Mikey's show last night?
Great. Mikey was good. We had Jay Mitch on the Zoom call. We had Bryce Kuhn on the Zoom call. And we had Cam Vaughn, former LSU linebacker. This is the second time he's joined the show. He played under
I saw that.
Saban from 2002 to 2005. And so a little defensive perspective. And we had, Jay Mitch, obviously, former quarterback, then top 100 wide receiver.
Yep.
He's got the offensive part. And then Cam has the very unique perspective of playing under Saban and some of these things that have happened in his tenure as an LSU Tiger. So great show.
And we will have Wilson Alexander join us this morning at 8:30 a.m. to talk about, obviously he was at the press conference yesterday, so give some insight to some of the answers and discussion there. His thoughts on the game on Saturday and the current state of the LSU Tigers. But yes, like I said, Brian Kelly met with the media yesterday, updated after the Florida win. Some really good tidbits in the press conference that we will get to later on this morning. But obviously, he started off with an apology to Caldwell, which I was not surprised by, expected. BK has always, I think, handled those sorts of situations well. Before his opening statement, he came in, he apologized and did a good job, and I think it was – I agreed with everything. And this is the interesting aspect of it is I don't think he was inherently wrong in what he did or what he said, but maybe the way he handled it, and it was good that he went back, stepped up to the podium yesterday and apologized. We do have some video of the apology as Brian Kelly opened his presser up with it yesterday.
Before I get to the game in Southeast Louisiana, I want to go back to the press conference after the game. I've texted with Mike and offered my apology to him for the way I handled the questioning. I think it's important to understand that my standards relative to how we work with the media on a day-to-day basis need to be higher. And I take responsibility for that, and I'll be better in the future. And understanding also the way I'm thinking after a game, and we've mentioned this a couple of times in here, the emotions of the game right after it. I haven't watched any film. It's difficult to make those assessments of specifics. And I'm going to defend my team. I'm going to defend my players first and foremost. But having said that, I publicly apologize to Mike, and he's an outstanding reporter. He works hard, and we'll do better moving forward. So I just wanted to address that in the outset.
I thought good apology, great way to open up the press conference. I think as much as I don't think like I said, the situation was inherently wrong on BK's part. The apology wasn't necessary.
No,
to get up there and
you have to address it off the rip, right?
Right.
It just
Elephant
would have
in the room?
loomed, it would have loomed large.
Yes.
Like you said, there's no I think we don't take into account really what emotions that they are going through.
Right.
You don't have like a sit down, have a beer in the locker room, and then go, got to go talk to the reporters. Talk to the reporters off the field. Literally go into the locker room, give an impassioned speech or however you want to handle it, address your team, and then it's directly to the presser. And it's like, it feels like a whirlwind a little bit, and to be, I guess, caught off guard with the first question.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I wouldn't want another man to talk to me like that.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Spoiled, like, oh, buddy.
Yeah. No, and I
You make, like, and I've heard that, like, this got national attention.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
Like, and Brian Kelly tends to do that for everything that LSU coaches have been able to go. Like, I would say the Ed Orgeron thing didn't go this national. Whenever he threatened to basically,
yeah, I think it's just a case of who the coach is.
Yeah, what's wild.
I think it's the same situation with Kim Mulkey. Like, when something like this happens, those faces always get the click. Coach O, like, it's hard to take that serious because it's Coach O. You know what I mean? Like, come down there in that CC blue shirt, I'll kick you. Like, I mean, it's
I'll
just
murder
the way it happens. But like Kim Mulkey, Brian Kelly, if they make a flippant comment to a reporter and say something, jab back or something like that, it's going to get that rollover into becoming just this national story. And I think two things are true at once. I think when you look at what Brian Kelly said, and I don't think anything was inherently wrong, but I think the way he may be going about it is what what the problem was, and I'm glad he went up there and apologized because it was necessary. You couldn't do a press conference without addressing it, and so good on BK. But the biggest news from yesterday's press conference was Nussmeier battling through a torso injury. We will get into that discussion as we listen to more of the press conference later on this morning. But yeah, I mean that's something that we brought up yesterday, and Lloyd, you've brought it up and touched on it maybe a couple of times, that I think we were standing up there in Clemson. Obviously, when it first entered the back of our mind of something potentially being wrong, it was the throwing program, the sitting out days where Nussmeier's not throwing at fall camp, and it was the fact that he was on a throw limit. Now, they never said that that's all it was. They never said that it was a throw limit because of an injury. It was just odd for your starting quarterback to be on a throwing program during fall camp. And so it popped up then me and you stood up there in Clemson Stadium watching the game plan, and we're like, they're not stretching the field at all. Like, it's all – and I think that's part of the scheme of trying to cover up maybe some blemishes on the offensive line, but also it didn't look like he was really comfortable. And now it comes out yesterday that he has been battling through a torso injury up to this point during the season, and something that he will continue to battle through for who knows how long. So we'll definitely get into that discussion as we roll on this morning, because it's the starting quarterback for the LSU Tigers. It's not a little thing, that's for sure. Speaking of quarterback for the LSU Tigers, Peyton Houston committed yesterday to Louisiana State University. Peyton Houston, obviously, we talked about him a bit yesterday morning. He is the 4-star quarterback out of Evangel Christian Academy up there in the 318. Obviously, he's in the class of 2027. He's a 4-star on most ranking sites. He's the number 5 player in Louisiana, number 8 quarterback in the country on Rivals. And there were a couple of different schools people thought he was maybe going to commit to. I think USC was thrown out there. Oklahoma was thrown out there. I think I even saw Houston's name come up, but he ultimately chooses his home state school. And really cool video on his social media. If you didn't see it yesterday, he put it out of when he got the phone call with his official scholarship offer to LSU and the emotions he felt. But just watch some of these clips. I mean, this is an extremely talented dual threat type guy. I mean, there was one game last year. I don't know if y'all remember the gaudy numbers from a football game Evangel played in last year, but he was the quarterback who went 53 of 68, 817 passing yards, 8 passing touchdowns, and 2 rushing touchdowns. So that is 817 passing yards, and 10 total touchdowns in a football game. And when he threw the ball 68 times, he completed 53 of them.
And a loss.
Yeah, and they didn't win. But, I mean, it shows you the talent he has. I think that multiple people have called him one of the better dual-threat quarterbacks in the country. And this is the first commitment from a quarterback for the 2027 class, and we'll see if they get another one or what the situation is. Because like we've said, there are multiple, I guess you could say, options, potential people that of kids that commit, whether it's Elijah Haven Dunham, Colton Nussmeier out of Marcus High School in Texas, the younger brother of LSU's current starting quarterback. But they get the commitment from Peyton Houston, one of the top players in the state of Louisiana, and he will be the future quarterback of the LSU Tigers. All signs pointing that way now. I still know that there are a lot of people that are still slow to feel happy and excited about recruits committing and what. Let's see, Edub. We still getting excited about commits. I remember the same hype behind Colin Hurley, and now everyone's saying he can't play the same with MVB. Look, I mean, I think when you look at Peyton Houston's film, I think it's extremely impressive. I think Colin Hurley's was extremely impressive, but I think the fact that, I mean, we have to take into account with Colin Hurley, maybe why it didn't look that good in fall camp was because he missed spring because he got in a car crash.
Right.
Yeah, I think there's some
and
context.
Like, you do have to, at some point, you have to bring in recruits.
You have to recruit quarterbacks.
Yes,
I mean,
and in this day and age of what college football is, you really don't see that many freshmen go out and play.
No.
Like, this is part of the deal. Like, even Van Buren goes to Mississippi State and does play as a freshman, but then leaves school in the transfer portal and goes to LSU to not play. So, yeah, I mean, I agree that it is, like, not the most exciting thing in the world anymore because you have no idea if they're going to be here for a year, 2 years, no years. But you do have to go out and recruit the position and still be able to go and get a 4-star quarterback that had offers from USC, Texas, Houston, Texas A&M, LSU, and he picks LSU and he's put up gaudy numbers. Like, dude, be as excited or not as excited as you want, but you still have to go recruit the position.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't, and this is the biggest silver lining of this commitment. As talented as Houston is as a player, you haven't gotten a quarterback commit since the class of 2024.
Right.
You didn't get one in 25 because you were all in on Bryce, and it obviously didn't pan out. You don't have a commit in 2026. Now I think they're still working on what was it, Landon Duckworth was his name.
Yeah,
that was on campus for the Louisiana Tech game. We'll see what happens there. But as of right now, you don't have a commit for the class of 26, and so you're in the position of you've got to take quarterbacks when you can get them. And I think Peyton Houston, obviously extremely talented, but more so you're just checking. You also have checked the box. You have a quarterback committed for the 2027 class. Speaking of commits, Jay Johnson cannot stop bringing in commits. Shout out to our guy, Inside LSU Baseball, Jason Armstrong from Inside LSU Baseball, at Inside LSU Baseball on Twitter, has put out all the info about all these new commits to the LSU baseball program. Drew Haupt out of Argyle, Texas, is which one is this one?
Sean Perro.
This is Sean Perro. Sean Perro, obviously extremely talented. He is a 6'5" right-handed pitcher from California. He's a big get for the 2027 class. Look at me. He's a massive human being, 6'5", 215, big right-hander out of California. Obviously, Jay has continued to recruit that area of the country extremely well. And then you see Lawton Littleton, who is I think he's one of the top players in the state of Louisiana, maybe the number one pitcher in the state of Louisiana.
Lefty from
Barb
Barb
High School lefty. He is the number 46 overall player and climbing. It's just that in-state talent, man. 6 foot, 172. In-state talent from Barb High School, extremely talented, and they just go through with even more players, whether it's Devin Downs, Jordan Griffin. They bring in Drew Haupt, just so much talent that they've continued to bring in. And every time you see Jay Johnson drop that tiger emoji on Twitter, You should just have a smile on your face. I mean, I can't say that I expect anything else from Jay. It's crazy the level of just I don't even know the words to describe
consistency.
Like, yeah, like it's just and it never stops. Like it's not just consistent because you can be consistent and be consistently average. He's consistently excellent, like consistently nonstop. I mean, this is September 6th. 1, 2, 3. Like, I mean, this is just it's almost laughable at this point because it's just so impressive. And I don't know if you will ever see this level of just what he's done in this short period of time where it's winning national championships, dominating the transfer portal, recruiting high school at such a high level. Not only that, but developing players, having the game plan to go out and win games, and like I said, win national championships. Like
He never stops.
He is the best coach, I would almost say, in almost any of the sports because of just this level of consistency, this high level of consistency that he brings both off the field, on the field. Jay Johnson, I love you.
I love you.
Because
And it's not only recruiting, it's in the portal, it's retaining coaches.
Right.
It's all of it, and then he still has the time to be able to, during football season, he racks up all of these recruits, and he goes on SEC Nation and
Right.
continues to pitch the program and continue to do all of the right things for LSU baseball. And then I think it's pretty easy to say whenever you have one like this, like appreciate what you got, because these Jay Johnsons don't grow on trees, Nick Sabans don't grow on trees. Like, appreciate that it's not supposed to be this way.
No.
It's not you don't always find the right guy. Right now you have the right guy in the right place, and you locked him up for another 7 years. So you'll have at least 10 years of Jay Johnson. I appreciate each one of them because, like, you just go check his Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, just like this, just
The
I
way
want
he's
to make sure.
and he's building another, like, he's done it through the portal. He's done it
Right.
through recruiting, and now he's doing it the way that everybody loves, which is Louisiana recruiting.
Yes.
And LSU will always have their ability to go get Louisiana baseball players because everybody wants to play for Louisiana State. But when they have good ones, they go and grab them. And now his only real battle that he'll have is Major League Baseball.
Yes. No, I mean that is the point that he's created. He's put LSU baseball back into that realm of, like, for a lot of these kids, it's either I'm going to play pro baseball or the closest thing to it is playing for Jay Johnson at LSU. And I think on top of just all of the off the field stuff, it's just you've seen coaches that are just recruiters or that are just good at this, that, or the other, and you can say it's NIL or whatever you want to call it. You've heard how many times after this national championship run we sit down in front of a whiteboard and he tells every single player what they need to do for LSU to win that game, what he does on the field, the adjustments he makes. There's not a baseball coach in America that has a better finger on the pulse of his locker room and of his lineup than Jay Johnson. The moves he consistently makes, I mean, you can talk about Dave Van Horn and how good of a coach he is, because he is. He's one of the best coaches in America, best ever. He got out chess matched in Omaha by Jay Johnson. Hey, I'm going to bring in Gackle here, throw you off. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to sub Jake Brown in for Chris Stanfield, something you didn't see coming after you intentionally walked Josh Pearson, and that's going to be a 2-run single, Tigers ahead. Like, he's the best in America, and I want to make sure we don't take it for granted, because just sit back, enjoy the ride, but make sure you understand how special it is, because it is different there for LSU baseball. So, back to the LSU football front. We will have some sound from Brian Kelly's press conference later on this morning, as obviously he met with the media yesterday. Lloyd, I wanted to ask you your thoughts on the Nussmeier injury, being hurt, the torso announcement yesterday. Obviously, it's something that I don't think we were overly surprised by. Maybe surprised that it came out and that it was said.
That was the question that people kept asking is why now? Why did it come out now? Or interesting timing of it all, and I think that it's an amalgamation of things, right? Like it's the getting questioned about the offense, what necessarily Brian Kelly trying to maybe quell a little bit of those questions, and at this point, when you have Garrett Nussmeier, somebody who after the Clemson game, it was very wide respect because whether it be pundits or NFL draft folks or whatever it is, they're all looking for somebody to put up on a pedestal, and nobody's really taken that mantle. Arch Manning hasn't played well. Drew Allar hasn't played well. And so Cade Klubnik hasn't played well. So all of these guys that were supposed to be the number one overall pick for the NFL draft, like, well, who did it the best so far? And it was Nussmeier after a huge Clemson win, right? Clemson not very good anymore. But they were looking for somebody to be like, who's the best quarterback in America? Who's going to win the Heisman? And it was Garrett Nussmeier was the easy first answer after a week one win against Clemson. Now, you see him struggle against Louisiana Tech, and you see him struggle again against Florida, and you almost have to protect the player in a way and be like, look, okay, this is why. And I don't know why as to what benefit it was to not release this earlier whenever it was kind of very much apparent by your actions and not your words of, like I continue to say, when have you ever seen a quarterback on a throwing program? He's not pitching in Major League Baseball. He's not pitching for Jay Johnson. It was, oh no, it's just kind of a maintenance thing. You know, he's been here a while. It's like, I don't believe you. And so finally it comes out that he clearly has an issue with a torso oblique, whatever you want to call it. And I think the timing is such because he's trying to kind of, this is my explanation to protect either my offensive coordinator or myself.
Yeah, I mean, I think.
And Nuss.
I think it's definitely Nuss, like trying to make sure everyone understands maybe why he doesn't look the same. Because, I mean, Rohan said it on Sunday. He was like, I don't see the same pop when Nussmeier's throwing the football. And we've all seen it. And I also think it goes in to all of those realms. He said it later on in the press conference that they're not throwing it deep in the game because he's not healthy. And he says that he's good to go by the time they get to Saturday. But they're not working those things during the week because of the throw limit of trying to make sure he's good to go on Saturday. So it's something that has an effect on all of those different realms, and I don't think it's an excuse for the offense looking the way it is. And I don't know if Brian Kelly was using it as such, but even if he was, it's not an excuse. You know, you still have so much talent, and Nussmeier maybe not being able to uncork the football and throw it deep and do that during practice doesn't stop that doesn't cause some of the issues you have offensively. Like the fact that you can't run the ball on 3rd and 1. Here's Rohan talking about the oblique that he maybe noticed before it was announced.
His arm talent right now, and it doesn't look like what it did when you normally see him let it go. So I don't know if he has some kind of injury that we don't know about, if something's going on that we don't know about. But even when the flick, even on that post route the touchdown pass to Savion. And I understand why he threw it the way he did, because you had a middle of the field safety, so he didn't want to run him to the safety, so he threw it right at him to stop him, right? But at the same time, it still wasn't that pop that you usually get from him when he releases that football. So I don't know if opening up, if something's going on here with him, but it's something, because he just does not look like the same guy.
Shout out to Rohan. Obviously does great stuff for us on the weekend, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon, with a post-game show and the recap show on Sundays. And that's him right there. I mean, that's a quarterback that knows quarterbacks. Yeah. He sees a visible difference. He knows what it feels like to maybe be tight on the right side and not be able to sling the ball. You usually do, and he noticed it. And I think there are layers to why the injury thing is handled this way, because if you go into Florida and you announce it, or you go into Clemson and you announce it, they probably play defense differently. Maybe that umbrella coverage doesn't happen because they know he's got this torso deal and he can't uncork the football and take the top off. And so the underneath stuff is not going to be as open. Then that kind of plays into their hands. So
sure.
I think there's a way you don't bring it up then. I think you bring it up now because you're not really the threat of it is different.
Yeah, that's what Jay Mitch said too. It's like it feels like they're announcing this now, and Mike, you were both in kind of an agreement that you must be on the other side of it if you're able to say it now. But even if that's the case, it just feels like it wouldn't have come out at all. And so there was a meet me in the middle here from Brian Kelly to announce something because, like Rohan said, it was obviously getting to like a tipping point of people are noticing this.
Yeah.
And so you had to say something, but then it's like, okay, this is a great time to announce it because he's maybe on the other side of it. But I also don't understand what good does it do to play this week if it's like if it's time that clearly like we're looking ahead to the bye week, and it's no, he has to play this week though.
Yeah,
and Jay Mitch says like, well, he needs to practice. He needs like I don't know if that's the case. If he can't, it's clearly something that when he goes to throw it, there's some spots that he gets to where it hurts.
Yeah,
like he underthrows a 30-yard go route. Like I think it's causing a confidence issue because he doesn't know when that thing's going to grab or pull or hurt, and he can't fully trust where he wants to put it.
Right.
Sometimes it doesn't do anything. Sometimes it does. And if it's time that's going to heal all wounds.
Well, and it's not just I don't know. It's not just the confidence of it might pull. It's also I'm not doing this throughout the week. Like I'm not at practice. I'm not throwing it down the field. I'm not doing these different things because I'm trying to make sure when I get to Saturday I am okay.
But then you want me to let it eat,
right? And so I see both sides of it when it comes to this Saturday. My take on it and just sitting and looking at it. There's no reason to play. Like, there's no reason against – look, and I've got friends that are playing at Southeastern. I know countless people that go to Southeastern. There's no reason to play. It's nothing against Southeastern. There's no reason to play your starting quarterback versus them. I saw Louisiana Tech versus Southeastern. That was quite the one-sided football game in Louisiana Tech's way. There's no reason to play him against Southeastern. But if you were to give me a reason, the one I would listen to is just the fact that – they are still getting comfortable wide receiver, quarterback connection, those sorts of things. They are still working through some of the kinks of the offense. Now, the things I want to see on Saturday don't really involve Nuss. Like, to me, what I want to see on Saturday is I want to see your offensive line be able to dominate Southeastern's defensive front. Like, there's no reason you shouldn't be able to do that. You obviously didn't do it against Louisiana Tech, so let's make sure they can do it against Southeastern on Saturday. That's what I want to see more than anything, is that your offensive line can manhandle a group that is not as physically developed or as talented as they are. And it's not a knock against Southeastern, but that should be the case. You are LSU. And so that's what I want to see. So it doesn't really involve Nuss, what I want to see on Saturday. So I don't think he needs to be out there. But if you were to give me the argument of the reps and making sure he stays warm and this, that, and the other, play a quarter. What shouldn't happen is Nussmeier play 4 quarters against Southeastern or really even a half. Like, if you want to check if he's good, give him a touchdown drive and then sit him. If you want him to at least get the reps and at least be out there, give him a touchdown drive, give him 2 drives, and then sit him. I just don't know why you would play him on Saturday. If it really is a rest, because that's what he said in the press conference when he talked about the injury, that it's just a rest thing. It's just a taking it easy on that injury, then take it easy. Because you've got Ole Miss in 2 weeks. And then you have the bye. And so if you can make it to where 1 out of 3 weeks, he practices all week, rests on Saturday, there you go. 1 out of 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I just don't know why you would need to put him out there on Saturday. Like, it's just if it's a rest thing, treat it as such. Rest him against the team that you rest against. And if you want to play him a drive, play him a drive. You want to play him a quarter, play him a quarter.
And here is BK addressing the Nuss injury from the presser yesterday.
Yeah. You know, I'll be honest, and I wasn't going to get into this, but with you guys I will. You know, he's been slowed a little bit. with a torso injury, and he's fighting through it, and he's getting better. And he's not going to be able to really shut it down until we get to the bye week. And I'm not saying that has had any of his troubles. I think he is a symptom of what I just answered from Wilson in that, we're not ripping it, on fourth down. We're taking some plays away from him as well. And he's done a really good job. I think he managed the run game as well as he has all year. We got to let him get the ball out to the playmakers. That would be more of what has to happen. And then we've got to keep him healthy. That's the most important thing.
And my assumption is in the term where he says that he can't really shut it down until the bye week would mean that he's not going to shut it down this Saturday entirely. But I don't see Nussmeier playing more than a quarter in that football game, and he shouldn't. If the argument is you want to make sure he is still getting the reps and he play game situations with these receivers to build the connection, this, that, or the other, want to see it together, do it. But I just don't think. I just truly and honestly, you don't play him. Like, you just don't.
That does not sound like that's what's going to happen.
I know, and I'm okay with it if you're putting if it's he's going to play 2 offensive drives and then he's going to sit.
What good does that do?
But it's just the only thing that I could think is that they want to see game reps with the guys to continue to build the chemistry, see what the offense looks like in what's a glorified practice essentially.
Sure. Yes,
but no, I'm saying I agree he shouldn't play, but
because if you ramp him up, to where he gets ready to play in a football game, that's not rest. It's not what you say he needs. If he's going to go out there and play, he's going out there to play. Anything can happen again. It doesn't matter who you're playing. And once you put the pads on, it's football.
Right.
If you don't want him to get hurt or you don't want him to get touched, there's only one way to make that happen. It's to not play football.
Yeah, and the other thing is I think
Ole Miss and him being healthy is a little bit more important than him getting reps in against Southeastern.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I don't think anyone think that at all. Gunnar Ward not playing him at all would just make it seem like he is worse than he is. It's better to let him build some confidence, put some points on the board, then put Michael Van Buren in.
He doesn't need confidence against Southeastern. He's done it against high-level competition.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't think he needs confidence a little bit?
No.
You look out there and you see a confident quarterback when you see
I
Nussmeier
don't,
play.
but I think that's partly because he doesn't feel right. So I think if he could go out there and play unencumbered and play 100%, then he would get more confident because he's no longer limited or even thinking about, I can't quite do this the way that I'm used to. That's what hurts my confidence is I'm not the same player I was. If I can get healthier and then I can build my confidence up, then yeah, I would like to do that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he should be a part of this decision-making process too because –
Right, yeah, no, I agree.
I mean, this is his future don't get it twisted that he is not exactly capitalized on a wide-open NFL draft where he could be the first overall pick.
Yeah.
And now it's like, ugh.
No, I agree. And I also think, but maybe another thing is you want to get him out there for 2 drives, go up, put the team up 14-0.
Sure.
And then
in the grand scheme, maybe it doesn't matter at all.
Right. Yeah. And we'll see.
But what if you go out there and you do 6 plays, and it's 3 and out, 3 and out.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, he was, 104 for 15 yards, and
what the most intriguing part of all of this is? If you do sit him, or he only plays 2 drives or a drive and maybe doesn't go as crisp, and then Van Buren goes out and looks excellent against Southeastern.
No.
I'm excited about – I'm not saying – not us, but I guarantee you.
Oh, people have already been calling for
I mean, it's going to bubble whether it's the droppings or it's the X.com or wherever it is.
They're Xing.
The Facebook comments.
Facebook for sure. Justin Batman's out there somewhere. But, I mean, this is the big winner, at least this year, in LSU football is how they won in this is not having Bryce Underwood on campus.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
The noise
but I
would
also
be
think
so loud.
If Bryce Underwood makes it to campus, there's also a world that Nussmeier's not back.
Probably.
Like I almost feel like there was not really a shot that both of them end up on the roster at the same time.
No.
But yeah, it would be a mess if he was. But I think that
$15 million for him to sit on the bench.
The
You're scoring
offensive
7 points a game.
the offensive issues are much bigger than that. Like, it really is. It's much more than just the fact that you maybe aren't throwing the ball downfield. Because that's where everyone's mind goes when they see, when they hear about the torso injury. It's like, well, that's why you're not throwing it deep. Yeah. That's why Chris Hilton only has 3 targets. Or that's why Nick Anderson's not playing as much. That's why the underneath stuff is so prominent, is because Nussmeier's torso. But to me, the problems that LSU has offensively are much larger than just not being able to stretch the field and throw it deep. You also can't, on 3rd and short, which BK talked about it, on 3rd and short, turn around, hand the football off, and go get a yard or go get 2 yards. Like there were so many times in that football game, and this was my biggest concern offensively, was the fact that you got good yardage on 1st down, and you got yourself to 3rd and short, and whether it was 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, and you weren't able to capitalize, and you end up at the sticks. And so it is a different team. He's not going for it. I think BK said it yesterday that there were 3 or 4 times in the game that the analytics said go for it, and they opted to punt because DJ Lagway was going to give you an arm punt later on in the drive anyways. So it didn't really matter. So here's BK talking about 3rd and short and kind of what they need to fix in that realm.
Efficiency has been pretty good. I think it's more specific about short yardages. And the short yardages of the year is, as you know, we had a couple of them where we came up right short at the sticks. I think that's just continued to have an emphasis in our week of preparation on short yardage inventory plays, right? Because last year we were going for it on 4th down. That's my whole point. Last year we were taking the analytics and running that as a 3rd and a 4th down play. So if we got to 4th and 1, we were going. But this year I'm playing it a little bit different based upon the strength of our defense. Last year we needed to score more points. Now, as we move forward, we're going to need to do both, right? So I think that's really about how we operate in the week of practice in terms of developing an inventory. These are our plays. This is what we're going to look at in 3rd and short situations. We just have to continue to develop. We're playing a redshirt freshman at right tackle, and we're playing a group of guys that are playing together. Paul hasn't played a ton. Cohen hasn't played a ton. Tyree hasn't played a ton. So these are guys that are still growing and developing. And I said this after the game, I'm bullish on this group. I think they're going to be really good. As we can continue to develop, they're going to be a good group, but we got some work to do.
Yeah, I mean that's BK talking about 3rd and short and the difference between this team and last year's team. I mean, it is a visible difference, the fact that your defense is this much better than what it was a season ago. So you don't have to go for it on 4th down. You don't have to do these, because there's countless times, or even me watching the game, that it was 4th and 1, 4th and 2, where I was like, why not go for it? But it's like, you trust your defense. So you don't have to.
You saw like this. It's kind of changing in front of his face,
right?
Where you saw them
game one,
and that's kind of what he wants to do. Where he says the analytics tell him this is one that I go for. This is when I go for it. This is what the math tells me to do, and it's became part of his identity in a way since he's been at LSU. Was a much more aggressive 3rd and 1, 4th, and then to his credit, he's not lying.
Right.
They did run an offense that was suited to do that whenever they got to a 3rd and 4, and then it would be a 4th and 1. But if you're not going to do that this year, then stop doing it now. Stop getting yourself into 4th and short if you're just going to punt. You have to change the way you call plays. Because, you're always going to keep it in your back pocket or you're always going to punt. Because that's why you see LSU line up on 3rd and 6 and 3rd and 8 and try to run the football because we're going for it on 4th down.
Yeah.
Now, if you're not going to go for it on 4th down, you get to 4th and 1 and you punt anyway, you might as well just punt. You might as well throw it on 3rd and 6 and try to get a 1st down.
Yeah.
So you can't do both. You'd be like, well, we're playing conservative because I want to get 4 more yards so I could punt it better.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it's interesting the way I think with this defense they learned so quickly who they were. Like I think they had, obviously you think you know who your defense is and how good they're going to be during fall camp, but you don't know until they line it up against who they're going to face.
Right.
You found out instantly against Clemson, this is who our defense is, this is how good they look, and you saw the confidence of that roll into Game 2 and Game 3. It feels like this offense, they're kind of learning on the run of how do we construct this offense to fit this defense. And I think one of the quotes from yesterday that kind of shows that is that BK said there are times that the play call comes in and he taps the brakes because he doesn't want to be overly aggressive because of what the defense looks like and what the defense does. And so I think it's extremely interesting because there's a part of me that sees the potential of this offense and feels like they know it too, that they have the ability to unlock it and be just completely different. Like they have the capability to be a completely different offense than what they are right now. They can be this underneath offense, but they have the ability to say, you know what, scratch that, let's do this instead. Let's push the ball downfield. Let's become this electrifying high-octane offense. They have the ability to do that. And I don't know, do you think, Lloyd, that maybe I'm kidding myself? Delusional? That I think there is the ability for this offense to just on a dime say, you know what, we can be this. And be more high level than what you're seeing right now. Be a completely different offense where on Saturday they didn't have to do those things. There's no reason to take the risks, no reason to be different than what you were.
I think there's a way to marry the two because I don't understand what that means, like take the risk. You didn't play ball control. You didn't milk the clock. You didn't do anything offensively that helped you.
You tried.
Yeah, that helped you in any that helped you in any way, though. Like you got 5 extra opportunities with the football, one of which was run back for a touchdown by the defense. So you had 4 more opportunities, and then you look at – and Brian Kelly mentioned this, which I thought was funny because we talked about it yesterday too, where it's literally you flip the game on its ear from last year, where you dominated the time of possession, you dominated the yards, you dominated every aspect of that football game except the scoreboard. This year, Florida dominates every category that you didn't dominate. They dominated time of possession, yards, everything but points and turnovers. And so it's like I guess that's a way to win, but it's just it was not very confidence inducing for an offense that is still looking to get going when you've scored how many points against Clemson?
17.
How many points against
23.
Right.
20.
And it's a Tech team that they took it to you. And so it's just you would like to see what. And going through the offensive numbers from Nussmeier a year ago to Nussmeier this year for the first 3 games, that's where my brain started to be like, something's up. And Brian Kelly talked a little bit about like their play calling and him kind of taking his foot off the gas. I don't know if you're doing yourself any favors by doing that because Nussmeier is your best offensive player.
Yeah, but you're 3-0.
Sure. For now.
Yeah. But, I mean, you can't say that he's going to keep his foot on the brake for what's to come. Like, you can't assume what's going to happen in the future. Like, as much as we think that maybe him tapping the brakes and being more conservative is a bad decision, it's led to you being 3-0. If you say, you know what, let's take a shot here on 2nd and 4 from our own 36. And
isn't that a way to say that you're also trusting the defense?
What?
Like you can take shots because our defense is so good.
Well, what I was about to say was you do that, your offensive line gets whooped, Nussmeier goes down, sack, fumble, they pick it up, they scoop and score. Or Nussmeier gets pressured, he makes a boneheaded interception, it gets picked off, and they're on a short field now, and you're giving them 3 points. Like, to me, that's why on 2nd and 4 and on 3rd and 1, they're throwing underneath or handoffs more so than maybe even Nussmeier's injury, of just the fact that don't lose the game for this defense because they're going to win you the game. So, like, the way we talked about the 2023 defense where it was like maybe force a couple of turnovers, what was it? Be opportunistic was the word we used. Where, like, they were opportunistic against Missouri, where Perkins makes the pick, Swinson strip sack. They made plays when the opportunity was there. With this offense, to me, I feel like the reason BK puts the brake on certain moments is because he knows
he trusts the defense.
Right. And so I don't think it's inherently wrong the way it's been managed up to this point.
No, like you said, you're 3-0. You've been
Right.
able to win football games this way, but as good as the defense is, you saw it against Clemson, you saw it against Tech, and you certainly saw it against Florida.
Right.
And so, I don't have any real issue with relying on the defense. It's just become you're using it as such a crutch whenever you can play offense. You don't have to do it just the one way. Like, when LSU did this, it was from 2007 to 2008, and after 2008, where Jarrett Lee threw 1 million interceptions, pick sixes that lost you football games, Les Miles changed who he was as a coach. And there was no 5 wide and Gary Crowton and all of the – it was we're lining up and we're running the football and we're playing defense. I'm not turning it over. And that's where it gets a pain point for me, that somebody that saw so much wasted talent, and right now you're wasting talent on the offensive side. Doesn't matter how good your defense is. When you have players, it's not like you don't have an offense. You're just choosing not to use it.
Yeah.
And I understand that there's deficiencies on the offensive line, and you really haven't figured out how to run the football, but good Christ.
Yeah, but I mean, if you win a national championship with maybe
but I don't think
talent gets wasted, I mean, you're okay. I mean, you're okay if you keep winning, right?
Yeah, but it's not good. You're not good enough to win a national championship right now.
No, I agree. They're not. They're not to that level because they have 3 and outs on offense. And even when I look back at some of the play the play charts where it was like the Aaron Anderson chunk play, they get to about the 50, they cross over into plus territory. They don't really get much going after that, and then they punt. Like, I'm fine with that punt, but it was the first 3 drives where it's 3 plays, 9 yards, 3 plays, 7 yards, 3 plays, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. The best, but I guess my confidence just lies in the fact that I think that it's more than anything else. Now, I know there's other factors that go into it. They have the ability, I think if the game is leading that direction, I don't think there's ever a time against Florida that you looked at it and you said, okay, offense needs to go. You never looked at Florida and said, offense needs to go do something right now. They need to go score a touchdown. Because, I mean, they scored back-to-back scoring drives. They go up 10 to 10-3, and then it gets tied. They go up 13-10. They give themselves the lead. You never looked at it and said, and then it obviously ends up being 20-10. It became 20-10 earlier in the third quarter, and then you never looked at it and said, hey, offense, you need to go win this game. It's all on your shoulders.
Do you not think there's going to be a point in time where that happens?
That's what I'm saying. And I think maybe it's my delusion that I think they can do that.
They should be able to, yeah.
Right.
I mean, they have, like I said, they have the talent. And it's just a matter of time of being able to, you'd like to see it before you have to do it.
Of course.
And maybe that's what Southeastern's for, and that's why you're playing Garrett Nussmeier, is to, all right, let's get this thing fast-tracked. Let's get back to where we're scoring 28, 35
Who we're
points
supposed
a
to
game.
be.
Right. And would it be the most impressive thing in the world? No. But it would be much more impressive than what you did against Tech. Where you left with more questions than answers after Louisiana Tech.
Right.
If you can't score against Southeastern, more and more like, whoa.
No, I know. So yeah, I think I feel like after the press conference and after just watching some of it, I think it's more of just a situation where they have held themselves back from unlocking everything rather than not being able to, you know?
That's if you want to.
It comes down to willingness, not capability.
If you want to buy what he's selling, that's what I would say.
No, I'm saying even when I watch the game, like
there's not much that you've seen from LSU football on the offensive side that makes you should be encouraged.
No, I'm saying when I look at it, it looks like a team that's holding themselves back almost willingly because they're just turning and handing the football off more than anything else. Now, are there plays where Nussmeier misses a throw, makes a stupid decision, offensive line breaks down this, that, and the other? Yes, those things happen. I look at the game and how it gets played and how it was played against Florida, and I just feel like it's more so of a willingly holding ourselves back than anything
decision,
else.
For sure. But it's also both can be true. It can be this is how we're playing because we can't,
right?
And this is how we're playing because we can on this side, and that's fine. Like if you win, you win, and then you're able to say things like this. But if you lose in spite of yourself, then it becomes. There's a reason that the questions are being asked because it's not sustainable. You're not going to have 5 interceptions every game.
Right, and he acknowledged it yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, like he said it. He said there are going to be games where 20 points is not enough, which is 1,000% right.
And here he is to talk about how we play.
Yeah, look, I would be honest with you. We didn't give up a sack, and that is a really good defense. That is a really good defense. So I'm pleased there. I mean, if we need to go out there and throw the ball 50 times, we're capable of doing that. I'm not sure I want to play that way, nor do we have to. Now, there's going to be some times in the SEC we're going to have to score more than 20 points. Let's get that straight. I think we all know that. So this is about continuing to develop the areas that need that work, and it's our running game. I believe we can throw the football every down if we need to, and I believe that we can protect effectively. So this is really about trying to work on your weaknesses and develop them as we go through this week and moving forward.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Great answer. Good answer. Great answer. It is. It's right.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other aspect of it is he's calculated in what he says, so you're going to get the right answer, and you're never really going to sit back and be like, oh, I wish I would have heard this. So Andrew Messina in the chat, if Johnson doesn't fumble, I think the final's 27-10, and these conversations aren't happening. Now, I think you're true in the fact that if Juwan doesn't fumble, I think that drive is probably a touchdown drive. But I still think the conversation would arise because there were still a lot of the moments in that game that we kind of are harping on didn't happen on that drive. Now, I do think you shot yourself in the foot a lot of times. Like, even the first field goal drive, it was a good offensive possession, and there was a holding and a false start, and you shot yourself in the foot and put yourself in a tough spot. That drive that Andrew's talking about where Juwan fumbles, it rolls backwards, and then Nussmeier throws the awful interception. Like, it's definitely a 3-point drive. Could have been a 7. There were multiple drives where I still think you could have scored 7 or 3, and the score is a little bit bigger. But you still three straight 3-and-outs to start the football game. You didn't show the ability to turn around. And I think that brings up the bigger issue where you can't run the football. Like, that is still very much a problem. Like, and I think it's almost the biggest problem right now is that you can't turn around and you can't hand over. You can't hand off the football and get a yard or 2 or 3. That's the biggest issue to me right now is that you still can't run the ball. And so I think that there are other issues, there are other things, but the fact that you aren't trying to throw it 50 times a game, right? Which I don't want Nussmeier to throw it 50 times a game either, but you can't turn around and hand it off and get 3 yards when you need them. Now, on 1st and 10, the first drive of the game, you handed it off, you got 6. There you go. You got 6 yards on first down. But when it was 3rd and 1, what'd you get? You got stuffed. Then when it was 3rd and 2, the next drive, what did you get when you turned around at a pistol and handed it off? Nothing. That's the biggest issue right now, is that you're trying to be a balanced offensive attack. You're trying not to throw it 50 times a game, and you still can't run it.
How much of this is a rollover effect from last year when you couldn't run the football, really? And it's just how come you had I know you have new players, but the scheme hasn't necessarily changed in terms of how you're trying to run the football. Same guy handing it off, same guy receiving the handoff. You went and got new players so that you could be able to run the football, and you've seen Brian Kelly be very bullish on the fact that I think this offensive line will be good.
Right.
But it's also has become, well, what are you doing to be able to run the football? Everybody has suggestions, and you've said that plenty of times where when it's on you, it's not as much fun as it is whenever you were a suggestion guy, now you're a play-calling guy. And the dynamic between Sloan and BK is one to keep an eye on because it's becoming very interesting.
Yeah, well, I think my biggest complaint is the fact that the run scheme has not changed. And that's the part for me as someone that's not as knowledgeable about the game of football as those people that are paid millions of dollars to coach it are. Why can we not see that the zone read handoff and even the pistol handoff between the tackles isn't working on third down?
Well, because I think at some point that's what you have. If it doesn't work, that's on you. Then you can't do it, but you have to continue to try. I guess this is how you do it on these down and distance. You turn around and fucking hand the football off.
Yeah, I'm for, but I'm saying
it is frustrating to continue.
Try something else, maybe a toss sweep or a counter play where you're getting pulling offensive linemen, a stretch play out of single back, a stretch play out of the I formation with Bauer Sharp lined up at fullback or Jack Pyburn lined up at fullback. Something different than the zone read handoff out of shotgun or starting in shotgun, motioning him to pistol, turning, handing it off, and running between the tackles.
I mean, yeah, there's multiple plays against Florida where there's some former LSU offensive players that were talking about it with around the tailgate and such. And it was like they don't know what they're doing. It looks like a lot of it, like this combo block, they don't know who's supposed to combo block with whom. They don't know who's trying to get to the second level. And a lot of that is like that zone scheme but when they pass it off, and you saw it look really good against Clemson whenever you had Braylon Moore be able to get to the second level. And there was a lot of good things that they did that made the run game kind of pretty effective. And they did run counter a lot, and they did kind of, I guess, church it up a little bit to where it wasn't just play power football. It was a little bit more schemed. But if they don't have and he's, like I said, Brian Kelly's been very adamant that they do have the talent to do it, but it feels like it gets a little different in game where it starts moving a little fast, certainly on that right side of the offensive line. But you brought in Thompson for that reason. And I don't know if you want to make a change at right tackle because Weston Davis has not been good, and the numbers bear it out. I'm not picking on one player.
No, not just the numbers. Watch the film.
Yeah,
turn the game on, and it's nothing. And it's not. We're not. This is not going to bash Weston Davis, but it has not looked good.
Yeah,
and even Ivo in the chat putting us under center, see the run game improve. Therefore, open up play action. They're not going to play action because they don't want Nussmeier's back turned. Because when he turns around, what's going to be there?
Pressure.
Is it going to be Dylan Stewart lined up on the right side against Weston Davis against South Carolina? I hope not, but like that, that's the fear, and so it comes down to do you have the ability to mix it up and run the ball a different way? And I think they do. I think they're an athletic group of offensive linemen. And I think if you go watch that last play again, now look, I think the will of Florida's defense was gone in the power I formation where you have Jack Pyburn at H-back and you're in power I with an unbalanced offensive line where you have, Weston Davis on the left. It goes Weston Davis, Tyree Adams, Mabanga, Moore, Thompson, Bordelon, Donovan Green. Like, you were unbalanced. But you gave them assignment to run through the guy in front of them's face, and what did they do? They ran right through their face. And so simplifying the game for those guys and telling them just go hit the guy in front of you and see what happens after that, whether it's a counter play where you're getting pulling offensive line. Like, that's how you figured out against Florida in 2021. You found a play that worked with Ty Davis-Price, and he had the single-game rushing record because you just kept running counter with Ed Ingram and Jack Mashburn. Shout out to Jack Mashburn, legendary game.
Smashburn.
And so it just comes down to, are you going to try something different? That's, to me, where my biggest complaint with the run game is that it still doesn't look different. You haven't tried something else.
Well, that's been the entire offense. It feels like you've tried a bunch of different things, but you don't have any core principles or core tenets or anything that is what you base your football team around on the offensive side. Defensively, you got it.
Yeah. Well, my thing with the run game is just the fact that you're still trying the same thing. Like, what is the definition of insanity, Lloyd?
Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
Like, and so for a full season last year, you tried the zone read handoffs, the zone run game, and I can't really remember a time that it really worked. And now you're still kind of doing it.
Last year, and like when the run game was, I guess the first game that people think of as South Carolina game, and it was I need somebody that could break a tackle. That's what Brian Kelly said. It's like a lot of that run game was on Caden Durham like making plays.
More than anything else.
Yeah, same thing against Clemson. It was him making plays.
Yes.
And
the first play of the game.
You're right. Like that's what it looks like now. Is like give you the ball and like let you figure it out. Be an athlete. Be a stud. Right. And same thing with like even Harlem Berry's run. Like that's him making a play.
Right.
It hasn't been schemed open to where it's like this is easy for you to do. It's very much a one-on-one. We'll put you in a situation where you have to go be the better player.
Right, and I would love to see maybe try and scheme something open for the playmaker, so it's not always
easier.
Do what?
Make it a little bit easier.
Yeah, it would make your life way easier. And I guess that's where my confidence sits right now is the fact that you're 3-0. You have you're elite on one side of the ball, like elite. All three levels of the defense, whether it's the defensive front, your linebacking core, and I tell you what, the linebacking core is the big winner of the weekend, which is crazy with the way the defensive backs played. But your linebacking core, you saw how many guys you saw? Witt, West, Perk, Tylen, Devon, Zach. Like, that's 6 guys you saw get in that game and have a role and step up. I think Devon Keys went from 42 snaps
to 88.
To 88 snaps. Led your team in tackles.
That's a lot of defense you're playing.
Yeah, I mean, that is a lot. 88 plays is a lot. That's a lot of defensive snaps. But just you are so elite on that side of the ball. And so while you maybe work out the kinks and figure it out of how to make this offense work and make this offense better and score more than 20 and score more than 23 and get to that 27, 28, 30, 31, 32, 34 range of points. Because I think when LSU gets to that point where they're scoring 30 points a game instead of 20, that's all you really – like that's all we're looking for is 10 more points a game, right? Like you can get to that realm where it's 30-ish points a game and you expect your defense to hold whoever it is under 24 consistently.
It's a race to 30.
It's a race to 30. And I think LSU obviously has the capability. They very easily could have scored 30 the other night.
They didn't.
But you look at the drive chart, and it was like, well, the 30 points were kind of right there.
And also,
and they didn't make it happen.
During his tirade of, we can run the football. You saw it on the last play. It only takes one. Do you subscribe to that theory of it only takes one play to be able to run the football? Like, sure, you want to pop. It's an explosive play.
Right.
But I don't think that's necessarily what people think of when they think of running the football is, oh, you just have to break one, and then you ran it for 54 yards without the one play. Obviously, it happened, so you can't take it away, but you had 51 on one play.
Yeah,
otherwise, you look at it and you go, you had however many attempts for 54 yards, and it's like you really can't run the football. Instead, you have one attempt that goes 51. Now you're over 100 yards in a formation you've never been in before, and it does salt the game away. That was with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, where it was still a 10-point ball game, and you needed it.
Right.
But it was not. It was definitely a gimmick, as Rohan likes to say, where a lot of what your run game is very gimmicky. It's Xavier Thomas. It's, if you want to call it run game, it's like the swing passes and the screens and all of these little things that are extensions of the run game. And then for when you really needed it, you get in power I with a defensive end at fullback, and it's like if that doesn't work, then you look like a fucking fool.
Yeah, no, definitely. I don't think I subscribe to the same belief that all you need is one. That's not run game to me because of, I guess, the way I was raised, what I was raised on, because you never needed just one. You needed like 20 to be able to win a football game, unless it was Leonard Fournette and you only needed 6 because he was taking all 6 to the house.
Right.
So I don't think I subscribe to that, but I do understand, like, I think in the heat of the moment when he said that, it was just kind of, you only needed one on that drive because it put the game away, like you said. And I do think there is some credence to it, to where if in the third quarter of that game, Caden Durham breaks off a 51-yarder in the third quarter instead of on the last drive, it's maybe looked at a little bit different. But I don't think. I don't think that you only need one. I don't think that's running that's not running the football. That's not having a running game.
Oh, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. He could spin it again to be like, see, we wore them down.
And Kevin talked about that Saturday night. He was like, to him, that's part of the problem is that they aren't continuing to do it. He was like, because you get to the fourth quarter and that's what happens.
Yeah.
He was like, they don't want to do that again. He was like, but you can't just not keep handing it off. He was like, you can't get away from. He was like, you see,
if you want to run the football, you have to run the football.
Right. And he was like, because when I brought up that play, I was like, do you see them going to that? He said the reason it worked wasn't because of the formation. He said, look at the moment in the game. He was like, you got to see if they have a will to live or not, and they didn't, and that's what you saw. So it's nice 2 days in a row that we've gotten back into the offense, but it's a real conversation, and I don't think there's anything you're really going to see this Saturday that's going to change it. Like, I really don't think the conversation around this offense can truly change until September 27th when they play Ole Miss in Oxford at 2:30. Nonetheless, they play Ole Miss, not Mississippi State. I said Mississippi State. Ole Miss in Oxford at 2:30 in 2 weeks, and we will be live at Golf Suites. So now, I'm expecting all of you to be there. I'm expecting a packed house in the Golf Suites bar Saturday for the Ole Miss game because ain't no bedtime. It's not an 8 p.m. kick. This is 2:30, cuz. Which means get to Golf Suites at noon, hit some golf balls, get yourself nice and ready, and then guess what you do? You come right into the bar, you have a couple drinks, you have some food, you sit down, you watch the football game with us as we are live watch partying LSU versus Ole Miss.
With Brohan, Davey, and Kevin Falk, come meet some legends.
I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, and I'm pretty sure it's 1 cent shots every touchdown.
Yes,
and so that, offensively, how many touchdowns are going to be scored? So I don't know how many shots you'll get, but
defensively,
you might get a couple of defensive shots. You know what I mean?
Is it only LSU, or can Lane Kiffin help us out?
Let Lane Kiffin get in the mix. So make sure you guys join us at Golf Suites for the LSU Ole Miss game. It's at 2:30, so there's not a lot of excuses I'm going to be okay with hearing. And if you're not there in person, you better be tuned in here on Tingle and Go.
Game day will be there.
Possible. Who does Ole Miss play this week? Let's see. Because right now they're ranked in the top 15, I believe. They play Tulane.
Ooh.
I would have rather Tulane at Ole Miss than Florida Miami for game day. But I digress. Yeah, they play Tulane, which that would be 3 straight relatively big wins where they play Kentucky, Arkansas, Tulane. And they've beaten 2 SEC teams, and then they would have played Tulane. And it would be LSU, Ole Miss, number 3 versus right now Ole Miss is number 13. So maybe, because I'm trying to figure out where's game day going to be for LSU now. That I don't really see many opportunities.
Yeah.
So I don't think LSU is going to get one at home unless Texas A&M runs the table before that game. When do let me see Texas A&M schedule? Who does Texas A&M play before?
Also, it'll be very interesting to see if there's a quarterback controversy brewing
in Oxford.
In Oxford, Mississippi.
Yeah, I saw that.
Trinidad Chambliss, 21 of 29, 353 yards and a touchdown, 15 carries, 62 yards, 2 touchdowns. That shades of Jackson Dart.
He balled out. In Arkansas,
you got into an absolute shooting
match. In Arkansas, you look at, Taylon Green has been playing well this year, and Bobby Petrino's obviously the OC. So it's a shooting match with Petrino and Lane Kiffin. It's must-see TV. But, they might have a little quarterback controversy.
Well, and it showed, if it proves anything to you, that Ole Miss's defense is Ole Miss's defense. If Taylon Green, a good player, don't get me wrong, but 22 of 35 for 305 yards and a touchdown, then 14 carries for 115 yards and 1 touchdown.
That's Taylon Green?
Yes.
Lord have mercy.
He took you to the woodshed and lost. But,
yeah.
I don't miss those games either, as much as we're complaining about offense.
No, I don't miss that.
Losing 41-35 to Ole Miss is something that is LSU was very
I
good
can close my eyes and remember it.
Yeah, LSU was good at that one.
I witnessed it with my own 2 eyes. So you're in a good spot because you have a defense, but man, and that's what I'm saying is I don't think the conversation can really change until you play Ole Miss on September 27th. Like I don't think there's going to be anything we see against Southeastern on Saturday where we're going to walk away and say, you know what, I feel better about LSU now. Do you think that it's possible?
No.
Okay, I don't think that it's so.
Same thing, like it's the same thing that, like the tech theory. Like there's nothing really good that can come from this.
But
it can only be bad.
It can only be bad. Yeah, like something. There can be a
like
negative.
If you win
effect.
42-3, it's like good. You should have won 42.
That's how it works.
If it's 24-10, it's Jesus. Again with this.
How much does and Cordell says it in the chat? Attack Sage Ryan. How much does LSU go at Sage Ryan against Ole Miss in Oxford?
Every play. Looked like practice.
Seen this story before.
What number is he? 3?
I don't know, but I can't wait for that game for next week.
Where is tackles?
The position group breakdowns for
he's
Ole
not
Miss.
even on here.
The position group breakdowns for.
Sage Ryan, he had 3 tackles. Good for you, bub.
There it is.
He has 3.
Hey, I'll take AJ Halsey, coach. AJ Halsey to Marcus Cooley.
Yeah.
Any day. No bad blood, no offense. Any day. How much, Lloyd, do you think you will ever see the Wildcat Jawan Wildcat? Is that something that, because he talked about, what was, I forget, one of the presser clips, he talked about getting into different formations to make 3rd and 1 work, whether it's getting in the I formation, this, that, or the other. He brought up running the quarterback, and I don't know if he's inherently talking about Nussmeier. Obviously, that would be the assumption, where he says running the quarterback and getting in this formation, that formation.
Let's see. Here is Brian Kelly talking about it straight from the horse's mouth.
Well, but the point I'm making is we need to get into formational looks that allow us to have the best success in 3rd and short when you know everybody in the building knows you're going to run the football. And so whether that's a fullback or whether that's 2 backs in the backfield, whether that's, running the quarterback, all of those things have to be on the table.
Running Jawan Johnson at quarterback.
Hey, that could be the answer.
Why not at this point? At this point.
You saw Nuss run it.
He did, and I thought he did a good job when he took the opportunity.
I don't understand that.
The dive?
No, I know he don't want to get hit, but I just don't. He's not slow.
No, it's like I don't think he's as good of an athlete as Joe Burrow, but when he runs, it looks
fine.
Like I'm not like, oh god, like there were times when Peyton Manning was running, and I was
exactly.
like, oh my, unhitch the trailer, please.
Yeah, it's
like
not
that is awful.
Eli or like he's not. He has this label. It's like pocket pat. He's athletic. Like when he gets outside the pocket, the throws that he's able to make, you can't do that if you're not an athlete. It's just been I don't run.
Yeah.
And so if it is running the quarterback, which you've seen more of this year than you saw at any point last year, he's done it at least 4 or 5, 3 times for sure.
Yeah.
So
why
not? But in that same vein, you're trying to get away from that. Like if he doesn't run it, then that style of play calling doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So he's going to have to start pulling it. I don't know if he just doesn't see it. Maybe he's like Christian Cali.
Maybe.
Or I just don't know what to do.
Fair enough.
It's just so far in his head of like, Mo, every time I pull it, I should keep it at. Like, that can happen.
Yeah.
Like, I'm bad at this.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, Christian, and just to change the topic to Christian, man, that poor guy, the read option puts him in a blender.
Yeah, that was in his head.
Like, there's a clip, and I might have to share it so we can play it on the show in an hour or two, where he gets fooled by the read option. He's he's got the camera, and he's like, he sees the ball. It gets right. You can see the football. It's blatantly in the picture of the video. Like, you can see that it's in the running back's hands, and he follows the quarterback. And I'm just like, he falls for it every time against Catholic. And poor Christian at Catholic. Catholic ran it at least 10 times, and he got it wrong
10 times.
10 out of 10 times.
That's crazy.
I was like, have you ever played like Madden? Like you're looking to see if the edge is crashing down. If he's crashing, you pull it. If he sits and waits on the quarterback, you hand it off. And when in doubt, give it out. So just follow the running back more often than not, because majority of the time,
that's usually what
the running back is getting the football.
Nope. Take chances.
Take chances, man. Shout out to Christian Cali. Shout out to All About Inflatables. Hunter Hall, Cody, let's get an All About Inflatables for the South Carolina game. The kids will lose their mind all day. You should. And it's very easy to do so. AllAboutInflatablesDS.com is the website. You hit that book now button, and it takes you the step-by-step process to get your inflatable rented. And the guys come out. They do an excellent job to get it set up for you. If it's a water slide, they'll lay that tarp down, keep your grass in your yard in good condition because it can get messy out there. But on top of that, make sure you go and follow on Facebook. If you don't follow Tingle & Co. on Facebook, do that. But I shared All About Holiday Lighting's post. Make sure you go follow them just in case if you want to get some lights on your house for Christmas or another holiday. Reach out to All About Holiday Lighting. Gabe and his crew went to a instruction workshop this past weekend to make sure they knew all the new updates and everything they could do for you with some holiday lighting. Make sure you go to Facebook, look up All About Holiday Lighting, and it'll let you know how to get in touch and how to get some holiday lights on your house. I'll tell you, it's going to look great, and it's going to be hard to be upset during the holiday time when you have beautiful lights on your house. And I know some neighborhoods, it's a rule. Like, you have to have lights on your house for the holidays. HOA will come after you if not. And so if you don't know about if your HOA has that rule and you find out late, All About Holiday Lighting, or you just want to surprise the missus with some lights on the house, and maybe you're not, like I have memories of my father up on the ladder trying to put lights on the house, getting a little upset because it's not hooking on quite the way he wants. These are the guys. This will take the weight off your shoulders with All About Holiday Lighting. They're going to do an excellent job. Look at them learning more. Gabe and Connor there, the leaders of All About Holiday Lighting. Shout out to them. Make sure you follow them on Facebook. We will take a quick break and be back right after this.
Hey, Miss Lou, come visit us, Tom and Wright Granding at Go Martin on the Go Deli.
Go Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need.
Located at the corner of Highland Boulevard and Highway 61 South in Natchez.
Also stop by Wardo's Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff,
where everyone is family.
Wardo's was created in honor of Alan Ward Granding III, fondly known by family and friends as Wardo. In 2019, the oldest brother of the tribe passed away unexpectedly. His remaining siblings and loved ones wanted to honor his memory in a special way. In 2022, Ward's family decided to combine the need for a sandwich shop in downtown Natchez with a desire to pay tribute to Ward's love of good friends, good times, and great food. Through blood, sweat, tears, and countless hours of hard work, Wardo's was born. So go visit Wardo's today at 309 North Broadway Street in Natchez, where the po' boys are so good, you'll swear you're in Cajun country.
When it comes to your home, the roof over your head matters. At CAS Roofing, we don't just install shingles, we build peace of mind. With years of experience and a commitment to craftsmanship, our team shows up on time, gets the job done right, and treats every project like it's our own home. Whether it's repair, a replacement, or storm damage that caught you off guard, CAS Roofing is ready. We're local, we're dependable, and we stand behind every nail, every shingle, and every promise we make. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about roofing, it's about protecting what matters most. CAS Roofing, built on trust, backed by quality.
All right, welcome back. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us here on this Tuesday morning of week number 4 of college football. The college football schedule this week, I'm not sure what are some of the big. I don't think there are any really big time matchups this week for college football. I know, what is it? Indiana and somebody play. Utah plays somebody because that one was a relatively big game. I got to figure out my college football week 4 schedule. Auburn, Oklahoma. Okay. Little Jackson Arnold returning. Texas Tech and Utah. That's who it is. Texas Tech and Utah to kick off your morning at 11 a.m.
South Carolina, Mizzou, Illinois, Indiana.
I guess we'll find out if South Carolina really is bad or not. Mm-hmm. The Sellers play. How bad was the concussion? Question is that
Missouri's 3-0, been putting up some parents.
Yes. What's his name? What's the quarterback? Bo, the transfer from Penn State.
Good looking fella.
Yeah, he's done a good job. I want to play this clip from the 2 claps that I put in there, Lloyd, for Jacobian Gillery. This was a clip caught by Brian Holland on social media, and I saw it yesterday, and it was such a awesome clip of Jacobian Gillery, obviously on the play where he got held and the touchdown got called back. Jacobian knew he got held from the jump. It was not a surprise to big number 90. Check this clip out.
Oh, and it was also, it was a seminal moment in the game because the momentum had gone.
Oh, my gosh.
And he's like, no, bring the momentum back. I'm right here, fellas. It's this. It's on me.
It's on me.
They did this.
They held 90.
They held 90. Elite moment.
They regret it. The defense just has so much swagger. But I don't know if there's a guy that I'm happier for than Jacobian Gillery.
Yeah, what a moment to have.
Like that.
Even if it's just a hold. Yeah.
A long journey that he's had. He had a big sack later on in that game, but just the long journey he's had at LSU. It was 8 different defensive line coaches over the 6-year span. He obviously played through some rough periods of LSU football.
Played on some ass defenses.
Some
gets
bad
hurt,
defenses.
Comes back.
Tears his Achilles last year when he was finally getting his opportunity to be like the guy in the defensive front. And now, man, like that moment right there, you can't beat that, man. And it's just, and not just like the moment itself, but the way he handled, like he made it even cooler. Like the bring it back.
Oh, dude, he was going
with the music.
Yeah, he was going because if you were in the stands, you saw it because everybody obviously reacts to the 80-yard touchdown run, and it's shit. Like LSU's gonna have to be able to put up some points. This game just kind of changed it changed right in front of your face, and then you see Jacobian standing by himself, and he's going nuts. You're like, what happened? Then you see the flag right next to him. He's like pointing to it, and he's like, bring it back, and he's just having this moment in Tiger Stadium that he's probably dreamed to have everybody going nuts, and it's like to I mean, you made that play because you got held, so it's not like this tackle for a loss, but like to be able to stand alone on Tiger Stadium's field and have like I've been waiting for
like the Dikembe Mutombo.
Yeah.
Like you thought that you had a wide open lane.
I've been waiting to play on a defense that's like this forever. And now that they have a good defense and he's seen it all from bad to injured to now having a moment in Tiger Stadium where he is like at the forefront of something like that where it's not a touchdown. It's like, no, bring him back. And now everybody's back on their feet for this, and it's just like a great moment. That's why you play.
Yeah, no, I mean, I saw that video yesterday, and I was like, this is probably the best thing I saw yesterday. It's such a cool video. Landon Barone asked a question. The two players I really want to see ball in this game on Saturday is Nick Anderson and Harlan Berry. Wouldn't mind seeing some Wildcat packages either. Also, Kern, who are y'all's 2 or 3 players that you're looking forward to on Saturday? Lloyd, who are you looking forward to seeing for LSU? Who are you focused on in this Southeastern game?
I'd like to see Chris Hilton get going. I mean, just because so much has been made of it. You seen him at SEC Media Days. Obviously, his dad is on the internet now, and that's not great. But he's bided his time, and he's been doing everything right.
Right.
Like to run
down
on
punt.
Yeah, he's running down on kick. He's running down on punt. He's trying to make an impact in the football game. And I know people are going to look like he's had opportunities, not necessarily, but he hasn't made the most of getting the football yet. But I just do think that if you were able to get him going,
we have Wilson at 8:30.
Yeah,
forgot about that.
Oh, let me text
that
him.
link?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think Chris Hilton's a really good one. Harlan Berry, I like that one. Obviously, you want to see him get going. Now this would be. That would be his red shirt, I think, would be, if he was going to red shirt, that would be his last one, would be, this would be game 4, so the last game would be eligible
you can
to
play
keep the
in
red
4.
shirt. But I think that ship's kind of sailed, just from where LSU is right now. So definitely Harlan Berry. Nick Anderson, Chris Hilton, I kind of have in the same group. Like they're kind of, to me, I want to see the same thing from both of them. They both haven't been unlocked yet. I think the offensive line as a group is what I'm going to have my eyes on because they should be able to outpower this Southeastern front. Like they should be able to be dominant and move Southeastern around, create holes, and make it happen. So like the offensive line as a group, I will name as a player, regardless of who the mix of 5 is. I just want to see them be able to be better than the Southeastern defensive front. I'm trying to think, is there another player that I'm excited to watch? I'm hoping some of those young linebackers get in the game. Obviously, Zach Weeks got in, but I would love to see Jaden Breaker, Keelan Moses, and C.J. Ross get some work in because I'm extremely excited about them. Who's another guy? Maybe at wide receiver, if Teron Francis gets some burn. Like I'm excited. That's what I'm always when these games come up. I'm excited to watch the young guys go. Because I think that there's a lot of potential for them to go out and make plays and ball out. But I really think my main focus on Saturday, and we'll get into it as the week goes on, is just be able to be dominant up front. Like be able to move Southeastern's defensive line around because it's necessary. Like if you can't, then you're extremely in trouble. But
links it to Wilson, but yeah, I mean, it's so much that we were talking about in the break of how we wanted to kind of schedule out the weekend. It's just one of those where and this is why that people have made the push for more conference games because you don't necessarily want these, but also when you're in the midst of a season, you need some games like this.
Yeah, as a fan, it sucks.
But as a coach, you want
coach and a player, it's good. And so we'll see what there is to look at. But we'll continue the LSU football conversation as Wilson Alexander, the Advocate, joins us this morning as he was at the press conference yesterday, at the game on Saturday, and joins us to talk some LSU football. Wilson, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, y'all. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Well, I want to get it started with yesterday's press conference, the big news that came out of Garrett Nussmeier's torso injury. Obviously, nothing too in-depth on what the injury, is. Obviously, he said that it started in camp and said that it isn't something that has held him back on Saturdays, but during the week. What was some of your takeaways and your thoughts on what we learned yesterday about the LSU starting quarterback?
It lines up with what Kelly had said near the end of camp about how they were managing Garrett's workload when there was at least 2 practices that were open to the media in which Garrett did not throw. And Kelly said it was because he had thrown a lot over the summer. They were managing his workload. Then he kind of gives the same reason for why this injury happened, that he had thrown a lot going into this season and over the summer. And that's kind of why the injury happened. The timing of it feels like it was convenient for Kelly to bring this up now when the offense has been struggling and Garrett hasn't been playing great and that he was taking a lot of heat over the weekend. You kind of were able to redirect a little bit by then saying, oh, well, our quarterback has been hurt and that we haven't been able to practice with him enough. But this also wasn't necessarily a shocking thing to hear. There had been rumblings of this kind of injury of some kind in this vicinity that Garrett had been dealing with, that just nobody, at least I know I hadn't been able to confirm. And obviously he was always good to go on Saturdays. But I think could be affecting this offense. As Kelly said, he hasn't been able to practice fully throughout the week, every week, going into games. Maybe that's the reason that this vertical passing game hasn't looked there, and that Garrett's been off at times. Maybe he hasn't been throwing as much leading into games as he normally would like to. Garrett was asked. I asked him last Tuesday about his interception against Louisiana Tech. I said, has an injury or maybe a mechanical issue or something else contributed to that interception? He said no, that he just underthrew that football. But, this has been going on, and, if it is something where he is on the other side of it, as Kelly said yesterday, and they're able to start doing more during practice, then maybe we'll be able to see a better version of Garrett Nussmeier moving forward.
And kind of, I guess, 2 parts of what you said, where the timing of BK saying it and Nussmeier being on the other side of it. Do you think maybe that plays a part in why it comes up now, is that it is something that they're on the other side of, and it's not like, I guess, almost playing your hand to the opponent of saying Nussmeier's hurt, and maybe holding that under wraps going into Clemson and Florida, but opening up about it now that it seems like maybe they are on the other side of it?
Yeah, that could definitely be part of the reason. Because it was interesting, at the very top of the broadcast, Greg McElroy on Saturday mentioned that Nussmeier had been dealing with some injuries, is what he said, and that LSU, coming into the Florida game, had finally been able to practice with him more, which is kind of, again, what Kelly said to us yesterday about how last week they were starting to ramp up, that they'll be able to continue to do even more coming into this week. And so maybe that's just it, like you're saying, now that maybe it isn't as much of a concern, or it isn't affecting him maybe as much during the week of practice, maybe now that's why they're bringing it up. But, in those pre-production meetings, there were several things that McElroy said that indicated they had talked to Joe Sloan, and so this had come up already in those meetings, and it was mentioned in some way, not necessarily torso injury, but injury mentioned on a national broadcast. So, that could also be part of it now that it's was already kind of out in the open a little bit.
And now that it has become, I guess, confirmed by Brian Kelly, do you expect is there any real benefit to playing Garrett Nussmeier against the Southeastern Louisiana team that you feel like LSU should be able to handle business with or without him? But if it's time that heals these wounds or heals his injury, would it not be beneficial to maybe sit him Saturday?
Yeah, I've seen that point made. I sort of think to the other side of it. This is a Southeastern Louisiana team that you should be pretty handily, but Garrett has already been playing through this for 3 games. We'll probably play him for a half. He's looked like, it looks like he and the receivers need to keep working on things, that he needs reps. If he's on the other side of it and has turned a corner, as Kelly says, so it maybe isn't affecting him as much anymore, then you probably should continue to play him so that they can work on these things in a game setting. Because this is the last chance you're going to have to do that against a team that you should be, overmatched. That you're overmatched against. Going into the Ole Miss game and the rest of SEC play, I would play him. I would play him for a half. If the offense is still struggling and you aren't big enough at halftime to pull him, then that would be an issue. And maybe I see where people would say just sit him. But I feel like those are valuable reps that Garrett needs to be getting right now as this offense struggles. They need to be able to come together before the heat of SEC play.
What is it like, after just 2 short years ago, we were sitting and watching an LSU team that you were just begging for a stop, like just could not stop a nosebleed, and now you see a defense that goes out there and gets 5 interceptions, one being run back for a touchdown, and has just been absolutely dominant through 3 games.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could just take the 2023 offense,
Right.
this defense, and put them together? That would be lovely. I was walking out of the stadium on Saturday night with my colleague Reed Darcy, and Reed compared it to whack-a-mole. The whole Kelly tenure to whack-a-mole, where you hit the special teams, then you hit the defense, and then you hit the offense, and nothing is all just staying down at one time. There's always I thought about this, I think at some point last year, there's always a hole to patch on a boat kind of thing with this team. There's always water wanting to leak in somewhere, the way that this, over the past 4 years, the way that this has gone. And it's got to be so frustrating for LSU fans that you cannot just have everything clicking all at one time. And it feels like this is the year when we're watching this defense that should be the case. That this offense, with the second-year starter at quarterback, they threw for 4,000 yards last year, and a lot of talent at the skill positions, and an offensive line that has been okay in pass pro in the biggest games. I mean, they played. I think they held up better than I would have expected against Clemson and against Florida. That this all should be working, and it just quite isn't yet, and that's got to be really frustrating. But at least it's frustrating when you're 3-0 and you have a chance to keep working on these things.
And with that offense, obviously it's going to raise some question marks, whether it be about Sloan or Garrett Nussmeier. But if you had to put that, I guess, try to encapsulate what is quote unquote wrong with the offense, is it easy enough to say that you look at a Garrett Nussmeier injury and say that's why, or is this becoming a year 2 with Sloan and they've tried a lot of different things, nothing of which seems to stick, and you point in that direction? So that's more of my question is, I guess if you had to lay the blame at somebody's feet, is it as easy to say that Nussmeier was hurt, or is this now what's Sloan really, what's his identity as an offensive play caller?
Yeah, I think that's a question that we're going to have to let play out, frankly, because if Garrett has been hurt and that's been limiting their ability to practice in the vertical passing game over the past few weeks, and they've had to be careful with him, and so he's kind of rusty, then I feel like you can't really make a full evaluation until probably after the South Carolina game, maybe the Vanderbilt game. That's a month away from now. But if it hasn't been affecting him that much, and this is kind of more of an excuse, then there is probably some issues with, I don't know. I guess I kind of need to see it play out. There's so much that's kind of wrong right now offensively that it's hard to lay blame at any one person's feet. I think Garrett's got to play better. Joe's probably got to do a better job. Juwan Johnson can't fumble in the red zone.
Right.
The run blocking has to be better. There was some offensive penalties that just stunted drives. I mean, there's a lot. I think the blame goes to a lot of different places. Obviously, Sloan has to shoulder a lot of that as the offensive coordinator. But I don't know until Garrett is maybe playing and clicking at all cylinders that we can necessarily assign that blame at this point. That's just me. I'm sure other people might think differently, but that's just sort of where I feel like it's hard to do that right now.
You bring up Juwan Johnson. I feel like in that game, obviously Caden Durham got the most carries and I think was out there for a considerable amount. You saw a lot of Juwan Johnson, I feel like, on Saturday from what I remember, and he seems to be the number 2 guy behind Caden Durham and someone that they even had out there. And there were times where I sat back and I was like, well, I feel like I haven't seen 29 on the field in a while. What have been your takeaways when you look at the run game, but just kind of maybe the personnel and the use of Juwan Johnson and his increased role as the season's moved on?
Well, the run game, to start with, just as we all know, has not been good enough. It needs to be a lot better. Which is weird because I feel like it was good enough to do what it needed to do against Clemson,
right,
in some ways, and then it just hasn't really sustained. And the run blocking grades on PFF, which personally I always take with a grain of salt, but against Florida they were across the offensive line pretty bad. They got to be able to run the football a lot better than they are. Juwan, though, yeah, he's played a lot more than I would have expected coming into preseason camp and even through most of preseason camp because he was a quarterback for a while there at practice. But then with LSU, with it has the personnel there at running back, like he has stepped into a role and given them something there. I mean, he's got some burst. You see the speed. He's a natural carrier of the football. And I think that he is probably further along physically than Harlan Berry is right now. And he's faster, a little bit more decisive probably than Caleb Jackson. So it makes sense that he would be your number 2. Other than the fumble, he's done some decent things with his touches. And so if he can just hold on to the football, then, I think LSU is going to keep easing him in a lot of ways. And he kind of gives you some options if you want to do something kind of tricky, because he does have some experience throwing the football. That could maybe be something that LSU pulls out of its hat at one point.
Yeah, and another, I guess, a bright spot from Saturday that I want to bring up. You talk about the whack-a-mole of offense, defense, special teams. What a performance from Grant Chadwick Saturday night, and what has been a rough, I guess, couple of years in Brian Kelly's tenure. There have been some special teams blunders and mistakes throughout the first couple of seasons. Now with Ramos and Chadwick, you feel like you're in a good spot. What were your takeaways or your thoughts looking at the special teams group on Saturday?
They came up big. Really, they did. I mean, Ramos connecting on his field goals, Chadwick putting Florida inside the 24 times. Not what did I say? Yeah, Chadwick. And with a lot of distance on his punts too, able to flip the field. That was crucial for LSU because, as Kelly said, they really did in the second half start trying to play to that defense and just deal with field position. And Kelly said there was 3 instances when analytics said to go for it on 4th down, and he punted anyway. And if you're going to do that, then your punter needs to do a good job. And Grant Chadwick did. This punting was such an issue for LSU last year, and it was a little inconsistent for the first few games. And then Grant Chadwick really turned it on against Florida. So if he can maintain that, then LSU is going to have a weapon, as he was on Saturday in the punting game.
Another bright spot that I want to ask about, talking about improving from before to this season, the safety play to me is night and day from 2023, 24 to 25, where I'm not going to name any names of in the past, but it's been rough. And then now you see A.J. Halsey, Tamarcus Cooley, Deshaun Spears just go out there and be dominant for this LSU defense. Talk about the job that they did.
It's like watching the tape of them. It's like refreshing. It's cleansing. Yes. Like it's
like
after watching tape of the safeties for the past few years, it's like, this beautiful. Is what it's supposed to look like a little bit. But A.J. Halsey in particular has impressed me. I mean, some of those open field tackles where he was just laying toots out was fun. He's comes downhill decisively, and then he makes a big hit, and then he's not hesitant at all. He's a good tackler in the open field. He's played really well. Cooley's played well. Obviously, Cooley was the one in coverage on that touchdown, but that was also a great throw by DJ Lagway. So it's kind of a little hard to totally fault him there. Sometimes you got to tip your cap. And then Spears stepping up. I mean, Spears is still only playing in kind of a reserve role. I mean, coming in on 3rd down and being sort of like at least against Florida, like rover in the middle of the field or something. Only plays 9 snaps and has 2 interceptions. I mean, made the most of his playing time. And that's great to see from a sophomore who, top 100 recruit. You wanted to kind of see this start to come out for him here in year 2. And he's got some older guys ahead of him on the depth chart, but he's making the most of when he is on the field. LSU, it seemed like it really hit on these safeties in the portal with Halsey and Cooley. That was crucial for this team. And it's made such a difference because now you've got safety play that you like. You've got Mansour Delane locking down one side of the field. You've got DJ Pickett starting to get more and more snaps on the other side and rotating with PJ Woodland. This is a secondary that, let's let the season play out before we say like, oh, this is, full-on DBU is back and all that. But it is, 5 interceptions and 3 of how many from your safeties? 4 of those from your safeties. Yeah, they played all right.
yeah, they did pretty good. Looking ahead to this Saturday, is there anything that you are maybe focused on or looking for to see LSU do, or maybe a player or something against Southeastern on Saturday?
Throw the football, throw it deep. That's what I would like to see. Obviously you want to be able to, run the ball and all those things, but I feel like that's something that you should just be able to do against Southeastern. If they can't against Southeastern, then that is a major red flag. But this is where if Garrett has turned a corner, as Kelly said yesterday, and you're able to start working on the deep passing game more in practice, then let's see it in the game on Saturday. They need to get Chris Hilton more involved. I want to see a little bit more out of Nick Anderson. Yeah. Barry Brown has been great, but I also know he's got speed to stretch the field. They need to start showing those things and being able to hit on those things before they go to Ole Miss to inspire some confidence. If LSU scores less than 40 points in this game, that's a concern. They should be able to run up the score here as much as they choose to, and that's what I want to see. I want to see the offense absolutely hit, or at least get a lot closer than what we have seen the first 3 weeks.
I agree. Well, we appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us, as always, all the great insight. We'll talk to you again soon, and make sure you ask the right questions in the press conferences. Be careful.
Yes, I will do my best. I will do my best. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. There he is, Wilson Alexander from The Advocate. Great work, great insight.
Could never see Wilson getting in trouble.
No. I don't even think, I couldn't even yell. I don't even think Brian could yell at
Yeah,
him.
I don't think he could even do anything wrong.
Can't get mad at Wilson. It's Wilson. Shout out to Wilson. Like we say every single time, make sure you continue to keep him and his family in your prayers, him and his wife. Just continue to pray for them and the battle that they are facing. But we appreciate him consistently making time for us to come talk to just two idiots that want to get his insight.
Yeah, get a little bit smarter.
Because he does excellent work on The Advocate. If you don't read what he puts out over there on The Advocate, I strongly advise you to do so.
He needs to get better at Wordle.
We haven't tried it again. We
scared him away.
We did. That was.
I don't like this.
Whoa! It was on the spot. No, don't do this again.
You're a writer. I thought I was too.
I'm questioning everything right now.
I'm like
thank you.
short term.
But one thing I know we are good at is connecting athletically. So let's definitely do that this morning. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us this morning. All the kind words I've seen some of you say. I know Gunner threw something. Gunner Ward threw something in there earlier that this show is better than what the view numbers represent. And I appreciate that, Gunner.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Change it.
We are, spread the word. Get it out there.
You said the production value.
Yeah, how about that production value?
Look at that. Sometimes if I show up.
Do want to give a shout out to Hunter Hall, Biggest Fonz in the Discord.
I got the link up there. It is pinned at the top of the chat.
Join the Discord if you're not in there. Make sure you join it. We might when we do phone calls or something like that, we might actually do it through the Discord on the stream. So we're going to work through some of those things, have that ready, because I was told yesterday by Gage Evans in the chat. He was like, it would have been a great time to open the phone lines up yesterday because we had a pretty good number of people in there that were all active in the conversation. And so we'll make sure to get the phone number figured out for you guys. 2 claps for Gunner Ward. 2 claps for Lloyd's production value.
Oh, no, I don't want
2 claps for the Discord.
2 claps for the Discord and Gunner.
There it is. Appreciate you guys. Let's connect athletically.
Let's connect athletically as we get the fixins.
The fixins. So bogey, birdie, par, eagle.
Bogey, birdie, par, eagle. I hope this is wrong. Just to throw a wrench in it.
Nope. Okay, let's see.
Association. World Cup, Ryder Cup, Stanley Cup.
Uh-huh.
National Cup, America's Cup.
America's Cup. Sounds right. Yeah.
All the cups. D Cup, C Cup.
You're a sicko.
That's right.
Let's see. National Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA.
I wonder if it has to be in that order.
No, it did it backwards. There you go. And these are, Olympic sports?
Judges.
Sports with judges, okay.
Okay, usually Olympics.
There you go. Nailed it.
Got him.
Yeah, Brian Burgess, new picture. New profile picture for Brian Burgess in the chat. Are those overalls, Brian?
That's right.
Love it. Yeah, we've thrown the Wordle at Wilson. Got a little sketchy, but we did pull it off. It worked. We did get that one right.
Yes.
We did complete that Wordle. But the Dardar Athletic Connection will forever loom in the history of the show.
Yes.
We have literally gotten it every single time.
And we were going in there cocky.
Besides the one time with the Columbia engineering graduate.
Doesn't know shit about Canada. We were
stumped, man.
I could do that exact same one and not get it again.
No, definitely
I have
not.
no clue what was going on.
The worst part was we talked it up and told him, like, look, we've never failed this.
Yeah.
And then we opened up, we were like,
it started to happen like off the rip.
yeah.
We're like, oh wait, hold on. Time out. And
Sketchy.
there's nowhere to go. Let's see if we can get a mashup.
the celebrity mashup. When do you get Dardar back in?
We do. Maybe we'll do this. Is that
Oh my
Seth?
gosh. Well, it's Kirsten whatever from Twilight is the woman's face. What's her name?
Stewart?
Yeah.
And is that the
Oh gosh.
I want to say
It looks like Hugh Jackman.
it's either Hugh Jack, maybe.
It's not Hugh Jackman.
Who's the guy in
Is it a Franco?
Okay, maybe. I was gonna say
No.
law-abiding citizen. That guy.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Great movie. Burgess and Johnny L. Goodson, Gerard Butler.
Okay, yeah. Is that him?
I'm pretty sure.
Nice. He's in 300.
Yep. Yeah, that's him.
Is he
Law-abiding citizen, great movie.
Great movie.
Such a good movie.
It's talk about really teaching somebody a lesson.
I mean,
And his hubris does get in the way
it
at
does.
some points.
I mean, you always fly too close to the sun. We know how it goes.
Yes,
Control panel.
that's right.
Flew too close to the sun.
Maybe he just won't.
Maybe. Before becoming an analyst, this guard won 3 Super Bowls and made 2 Pro Bowls with Washington and Denver from 1989 to 2000. And his son pitched in the
Stink.
MLB.
Mark Schlereth?
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know anything about his son. How do you spell Schlereth?
I think it's right there. There it is. Nope.
There it is.
Piss dog.
Piss dog.
Thought you were a football guy, Mark.
Come on.
Dude, best video ever. God. Dan
Yeah.
Wilson was an all-star for this American League team in 1996 and is currently their manager. Who is Dan
I
Wilson
don't know. Charlie Wilson's War.
the manager of?
I want to say, no, I think they're National League. Dan Wilson. Big Dan Wilson.
Who is Dan Wilson the manager of? The American League.
Pittsburgh Pirates. I don't know any.
I heard his name recently. Did an LSU player get drafted to the team he manages? Because I heard his name.
Who would that be?
Probably C-Man trying to get his laptop. Seattle, the Mariners. Yep, see, told you.
Who was
Dave
it?
Anderson.
Oh,
Went
nice.
to the Mariners.
C-Man.
Hey, we're actually in the middle of doing a live show. Okay. Nice shirt. Why don't you sit down and join us? Yeah, let's take a guess.
You got a microphone? I do. Goody. Oh, look,
No.
just in time. Twins Haley and Hannah Cavender.
TCU.
No. They
Wait, they
played
transferred?
at Fresno State.
Ah,
That's where they started at.
I thought they started at Miami.
Nope. They went to Miami when they got famous.
Looks like I'm not a gooner.
Nope. Even though you're wearing your goon jersey.
I am.
Your goon shoes.
In my goon shoes.
Ah, the slop.
A stronger America and let America be American again were slogans used by what major post-2000
Trump.
U.S. president?
B-Rack.
No, this sounds like a repub.
That's Barack Obama.
A stronger America?
Think so.
Of course, Christian. Brian Burgess says John Kerry.
Yeah, that sounds right. How do you spell his name?
Hunter Hall, is Christian working for WAFB now? WAFB wouldn't hire Christian.
No. How do you spell John? How do you spell his name?
Kerry.
I could get a good word put in for me though.
You could.
John likes me.
John, I think that's probably why he's asking, because you sent the John selfie video. Chain restaurants. Were the foods as good as the root beer? It's got to be AW, huh? That's the only place that would shout out their root beer. Who else would shout out just specifically root beer?
I think you're right.
Like, how is it not just? It says A&W restaurants. What Brian Burgess says.
Yeah. A and AW.
There you go at the top. A&W restaurants. Yeah, because there's nobody else would just specifically shout out root beer.
And A&W should.
Gotta have that root beer.
I love me a root beer.
This actress has now won 4 Best Actress Emmys for a role as Deborah Vance.
Deborah?
HBO Max. No, I like saying Deborah.
Caitlin Deborah.
Caitlin Deborah. Comedy Hacks. Well, didn't they? Hacks somebody just won an Emmy.
It's that redheaded woman.
Yeah, what's her name?
I don't know. Never seen Hacks.
Carl Dunn said, "Hey, Christian, the show starts at 7-ish."
Yeah, well, today's not my day. Tell Jonathan that.
Yeah, Jonathan was like, you had a big weekend here.
Jean Smart.
Jean Smart. Is that her?
Deborah Vance, is she related to Bob Vance by chance?
Jean
Of
Smart.
Vance Refrigeration. You ever heard of Vance Refrigeration?
Mm-mm.
No.
No.
You're such a loser.
Nice. A remake of a 1973 film. Dwayne Johnson played a discharged soldier who becomes his hometown sheriff after seeing it corrupted this 2004 action film. Featuring Johnny Knoxville. Walk Hard. It's something like that. Get Smart. It's two words. It's actually not bad. He hits him with a plank. Seen it.
Hits him with a plank. I've never seen this. Walking Tall.
That's it. Told you it was something
Brian
stupid
Burgess.
like that.
Something stupid.
Well, I'm just saying, Get Hard, Walk Smart.
Get Hard, great movie.
Yeah, Stay Hard.
Fair enough.
Justin Bieber.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. I listened to it the other day.
You would be. I could see you doing a little.
I love JB.
You're a believer.
I love JB.
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't blame you.
I mean, look, it was like 2012. The swoop was in style. I was like 7.
Oh no, you had it. You sent some pictures the other day.
I wanted to
of
be
you
Justin
younger.
Bieber for the longest time.
Why not now? He's cooler than he's ever been.
Yeah, you could argue that, but like back when I was a 7-year-old, you just kind of want to be everybody. I wanted to be Spider-Man at the same time.
Would you rather be Tom Holland or?
Ooh, that's a good question. Probably Tom Holland.
Yours and
what's the one who played in the Amazing Spider-Man? He's my favorite.
Oh, Andrew Garfield?
Yes.
That's your favorite Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Tasm. No, the first Spider-Mans were the best, but
Toby.
I will say Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, the suit was the best.
Aura.
And like the CGI action, like the fights were pretty good. But the Tasm suit's the best.
He
suit.
just came off as like the coolest
The Amazing
one.
Spider-Man? Yeah.
Because he wasn't a nerd, even though I know Peter Parker's supposed to be a nerd. That's why I like Tom
The
Holland.
Amazing Spider-Man suit? Like the suit in that movie is the best one.
Oh, you just like the way it looks?
Yeah. Like it's even better than the one in the new movies.
The Iron Man one.
But the first,
This one is like a classic look.
the first Spider-Man is the best Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man's the best
I like
one.
this one too.
The Green
I'm
Goblin's
with you.
great.
I'm with you.
What,
I've
the
never
suit?
seen this one. I don't think.
Really? They're not bad, but they're
Oh,
just.
you know who's in it? That girl that's in Superbad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Emma Stone.
Gwen.
Emma Stone. Glenn Howerton.
She's
Gwen.
I also saw her in
That new movie.
Gwen Stacy
the
is her
sex
name.
sex movie.
No, I did not see that movie. I watched one the other day. What was it?
A sex movie?
No, the one with Steve Carell and Ryan Gosling in it.
Oh yeah.
What's
How I
that
Met Your
one?
Mother.
No, that's a TV show. But it's the one where like Ryan
40-year-old
Gosling's
virgin.
No, wrong again.
I've seen that.
Oh, Brian Burgess, watch out. Says Marissa Tomei is the best Aunt May
Yeah.
from the new Spider-Man.
Marissa Smoke Show.
That is true.
That's why he's saying it.
Yeah.
Aunt May and Toby's one.
Yeah, I thought Aunt May was supposed to be an old hag.
And,
Who's this?
MILF. I don't very. Green Goblin was Green Goblin in.
Alf.
Yeah, you could have the old lady.
Place the M with an A.
And Alf.
Crazy Stupid Love. That's the movie.
It's a good one.
I saw it the other day for the first time. It was a good movie. Rom-com.
I don't know why he would be upset that he's dating his daughter. Like, he's cool. Taught you how to be cool.
He's a womanizer.
Well, you should be so lucky. He's not with his shirt off. Like, good pool, daughter.
Yeah, I mean, no, it does look good with his shirt off. Fair enough. Oh, Brian Burgess, Marissa Tomei, the woman of my dreams. I love Brian.
BB.
Go get her.
Calm down.
We all have dreams, BB.
What are yours, Christian?
Of girls or of like anything?
Just in general.
You know, maybe be happily married to Meghan Markle one day. That would be the first one.
Megan Fox.
No, she's too crazy for it. Meghan Markle feels a bit more homey.
Homie. Yeah, you're looking for a wife.
Yeah, right.
There you
Megan Fox would cheat on me so fast.
Yeah.
She would.
I mean, they all would, but that's okay.
Megan Markle, isn't she kind of...
Generational bottom.
You?
Yeah, on Megan Fox.
Oh, I thought you were talking about yourself.
Oh,
Shrink.
Sabian Green, Kay Adams for Christian.
Yeah, that's the pick.
And for Lloyd, it's never mind.
No, it's not. What were we talking about?
I appreciate you guys joining us this morning. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 a.m. It should be Christian and
I'll be here
and
tomorrow.
Jonathan on Wednesdays.
Yes.
see.
We had to schedule out who shows up.
Yeah,
Too many mouths, not enough microphones.
That's right. Too many
So-
bottoms, not enough tops.
Appreciate you guys. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 a.m.
Christian, I changed the password on your laptop.
Love you.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9, it's Tingle.